He had just seconds, one opportunity, a leap through the chaos of Geonosis, lightsaber in hand, aimed at the heart of the Separatist movement. Coleman Trebor wasn't a Jedi known for aggression. He wasn't even supposed to be on the front lines. Yet, in a single desperate moment, he tried to end the Clone Wars before they began. And the galaxy barely noticed. Because in that fateful second, a bounty hunter's blaster rang out, and a Jedi Master fell. But who was this towering reptilian Jedi? Why did the Jedi Council elevate him in a time of crisis? And what really happened in those final moments when Trebor faced Count Dooku alone? Was he a fool for attempting the impossible, or the last Jedi willing to take the necessary risk? Today, we're diving deep into the life, legacy, and final mission of Coleman Trebor, the overlooked Jedi who died trying to stop a war before it consumed the galaxy. Coleman Trebor was not born into the glitz of Coruscant, the Order of Alderaan, or even the warrior heritage of Mandalore. No, he came from Sembla, a remote backwater swamp planet that the galaxy largely forgot. His species, the Verks, were considered primitive by galactic standards. Yet from this unlikely world, a singular figure would rise to prominence in the Jedi Order. Trebor was discovered early in his youth to be a Force sensitive. Despite the physical challenges of his home world, harsh environments, tribal conflicts, and limited contact with Republic worlds, he was brought to the Jedi Temple on Coruscant to be trained in the ways of the Force. He would go on to become the only known Verk to ever ascend the rank of Jedi Master and sit on the Jedi High Council. But what set Trebor apart wasn't his biology, it was his philosophy. While many Jedi leaned into the art of combat, Trebor's strength lay in diplomacy. He resolved numerous large-scale interplanetary conflicts without violence, something few Jedi could claim. His ability to navigate tense negotiations made him a rare kind of warrior, one who chose words first, yet never hesitated when action was required. In fact, Trebor became something of a celebrity in the Mid-Rim. HoloNet News often covered his peacemaking triumphs. Politicians respected him. The Jedi Council began sending him to represent the Order at public functions and to advise the Senate on delicate matters. For a Jedi, this level of public engagement was unusual, if not outright frowned upon. Yet the Council saw something valuable in his public persona, a bridge between the people and the increasingly insular Jedi Order. The rising prominence came at a critical moment in galactic history. If you're enjoying this deep dive into one of the Jedi Order's most overlooked heroes, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Drop a like if you've learned something new already, and let me know in the comments. Was Trebor a visionary or a casualty of war? Now back to the archives. In 27 BBY, after the death of Jedi Master Yarael Pooth, Trebor was selected to join the Jedi High Council. This was no ceremonial honor. The Republic was crumbling, and the Jedi were desperate for new perspectives and skilled negotiators. Trebor brought with him a galaxy-spanning network of contacts, senators, planetary leaders, former diplomats, and even journalists. His insight into galactic affairs was second to none, and the Council hoped his connection could help calm rising tensions. But even the Jedi could not anticipate how quickly those tensions would explode. By 24 BBY, a terrorist named Granta Omega launched an audacious assassination attempt on Supreme Chancellor Palpatine inside the Senate building itself. Trebor, alongside Jedi Master Shaak Ti, responded immediately. The two launched themselves across the Grand Convocation Chamber using Senate pods, battling waves of assassin droids to reach the Chancellor. They succeeded. Palpatine survived. But was that success manipulated? As later events would reveal, Palpatine may have used that attack to test how quickly and loyally the Jedi could respond. Was Coleman Trebor playing right into the hands of a man who would destroy the Jedi Order? In 22.5 BBY, the Republic was coming apart at the seams. A separatist cult called Roshu Sun took root on the moon Antar 4, homeworld of the Gotal species. These insurgents had infiltrated the Antarian Rangers, one of the Jedi's oldest allies, killing many in a single night. Jedi Masters Coleman Trebor and Shaak Ti were dispatched with battalions of Jedi Knights to restore order. The first assault failed catastrophically. Losses were high, trust was shattered, and the Jedi found themselves blamed for the fallout. Even worse, their second wave involved electromagnetic pulses designed to disrupt Gotal's sensory organs, an effective but controversial strategy that left lasting trauma among the local population. Though the Roshu Sun were defeated, the Jedi's image was badly damaged. To many across the Mid-Rim, this was proof that the Jedi were out of touch, intervening in local matters with little understanding of cultural nuance or consequence. As more worlds declared independence, Count Dooku and the Separatists gained sympathy, while Trebor and team returned to Coruscant under a cloud of criticism. And Dooku? He never condemned the violence done in his name, yet the Jedi Council still refused to believe that one of their own could have fallen so far. Was Trebor the first to truly sense what Dooku had become? By 22 BBY, the galaxy stood on the brink. Count Dooku had revealed himself as a leader of the Confederacy of Independent Systems, and Jedi Knight Obi-Wan Kenobi's investigation into the Clone Army and the Separatist Alliance led him directly to Geonosis. When he was captured, the Jedi Council was faced with a crisis it could no longer ignore. Coleman Trebor was among the 200 Jedi who accompanied Mace Windu to rescue Obi-Wan, Anakin Skywalker and Padme Amidala from execution in the Petranaki Arena. What Trebor did next would be remembered, if only for a moment. Amid the chaos of battle, as Jedi clashed with droids and beasts, Trebor seized a fleeting opportunity. He spotted Count Dooku standing exposed in the viewing box, surrounded only by a few guards and the infamous bounty hunter Jango Fett. Trebor leapt. He vaulted onto the balcony with remarkable speed and grace for a being of his size. His green lightsaber ignited mid-air. His target, Dooku himself. This was not recklessness. It was calculated. Trebor knew what was at stake. He could end the war before it began. Yet before his blade could strike, Jango Fett opened fire. 4 blaster bolts, rapid succession. Trebor deflected the first 2, but the third struck his shoulder. The 4th hit home. He plummeted from the balcony and fell to the arena floor, lifeless. No jewel, no glory, just death. And yet, his decision in that moment told us everything about who he truly was. Many have mocked Trebor's final moment. Some claim it was foolish, that he underestimated Dooku, ignored the presence of Jango Fett, and leapt to his death without a plan. Even the Attack of the Clones visual media has portrayed him as little more than a background casualty. But that reading misses the entire point. Coleman Trebor wasn't acting out of arrogance or desperation. He saw a strategic opening. The Jedi had lost the element of surprise. More Jedi were dying by the second. Republic reinforcements hadn't arrived, and the mastermind of the entire Separatist movement stood exposed. If Trebor had succeeded, it could have been the end of the war before it even began. It wasn't suicide, it was sacrifice. And in that instant, he demonstrated what the Jedi Order had nearly forgotten: the courage to take decisive action against evil, regardless of personal cost. Unlike many on the Council who hesitated, who debated, who feared the consequences of bold action, Trebor acted. Isn't that the Jedi ideal? After Geonosis, Coleman Trebor's name was rarely spoken again. He received no memorial in the Jedi Temple, beyond the quiet updating of Council records. His seat was quickly filled. His mission went unacknowledged, and in the vast chronicles of the Clone Wars, his role was quietly erased. But his legacy still matters. He represented a breed of Jedi that was rapidly disappearing. Diplomatic, courageous, willing to engage with the galaxy, but not afraid to fight when it mattered most. He balanced peacekeeping with swift justice. He tried to halt the Clone Wars, not with politics, but by removing the puppet master behind it all. And the tragedy is, he was right. Dooku was the linchpin. Had Trebor struck him down, Sidious would have lost his greatest asset. The Clone Wars might never have begun. The Jedi might have endured. Instead, the war did begin, and with Trebor's fall, the Order lost one of its final voices of decisive clarity. But what do you think? Regardless of his intention, was Trebor a fool for attempting to take on Dooku alone? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Next week, we are diving into the history of Terra Sinube, the old Jedi who offered more than you might think. You won't want to miss it. If you are enjoying the videos, become a member and let's uncover the galaxy's biggest secrets together.